What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? I'm One-Eye Bry, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about the Walking Dead universe. And today, June 5th, 2022, coming at you for the live stream to talk about all things Walking Dead. We're going to talk about a couple other topics as well, some movies and other shows that I've been watching. And yeah, guys, so today is the last episode of Fear the Walking Dead Season 7 on AMC. On AMC Plus, last week we got to watch it, and we'll talk about those things in the last, half hour, 45 minutes. But spoiler warning: we don't want to give anything away for those who don't know. But stop watching now. We're going to talk about Season 7, Episode 16 of Fear the Walking Dead. And like I said, today is June 5th, 2022, coming at you for the live stream. We do this every Sunday, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock East Coast time. So yeah. I was playing Fortnite a little bit this morning. The new season is out, and it's pretty cool. I like when they do little differences and changes. I like to get used to it a little bit. It's not that much different. Sometimes they've had different big changes, but it's pretty cool stuff. I'm One-I-Bry on Fortnite. And yeah, so thank you guys for joining me and being here. Walking Dead Universe Talk. So pretty much nothing really news about the Walking Dead Season 11. Negan stuff with Jeffrey Dean Morgan talking about it's going to blow our effing minds. Season 1 of Maggie and Negan. And the big thing about it is that it's going to be 6 episodes. So I think that's what we're going to try and get. And I would assume Daryl's show will probably be the same thing. Not sure what that episode count is just yet. But the word is that the Negan and Maggie show is going to be 6 episodes, which I'm fine with. I'm not expecting much from the spinoffs. The Walking Dead universe is The Walking Dead, which is ending this year. World Beyond, which is done. Fear the Walking Dead, which needs a major overhaul in Season 8. We'll talk about that, don't worry. The Rick movies, if they ever happen. Tales of the Walking Dead, that should be out this summer. We're thinking July. Don't know just yet. There's been no talking about a definite date for Tales of the Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead, Season 8, I believe, is filming right now in Savannah, Georgia. Not really much of any information at all. So, no, Jonathan Wilder. No, I'm not gonna watch Hell in the Cell. I don't really care too much about it. I'm probably gonna watch the basketball a little bit, and there's a couple other shows that I want to watch. So, speaking of other shows, what are you guys watching? Let me know in the comments, in the chat. Super chats are always welcome. But I made a poll this morning about Top Gun Maverick. I don't know if you guys have watched that movie, but my wife and I, we watched it yesterday, and it's pretty good. I grew up in the 80s, so 1986 was Top Gun, and I watched it probably a little bit later. I probably didn't watch it when it came out, but when I watched it, at the end of season, at the end of the 80s into the 90s, I watched it, and it makes things that much better knowing the first movie for this movie. It's pretty cool. So a couple people are watching Stranger Things. So it's a little weird watching Stranger Things knowing that it's only the first 7 episodes. And then on July 1st, I think it's July 1st. I know it's July, but I think it's July 1st, is when Stranger Things Season 4, the second part, comes on. And it's only 2 episodes. Which I asked my wife, I was like, okay, so we're going to get 7 episodes in the first half. And then how many are in the second half? And she said 2. But they're longer episodes. I believe the season finale, episode 9, is like 2.5 hours or something. So you're going to get like an hour and a half and 2.5 hours. So it's like 4 hours. It's basically 4 episodes long. If every episode's an hour, but it's 2 episodes. So we'll have to see how it goes down. I've enjoyed season 4 of Stranger Things. Season 5 is going to be the final season of that show. Rob K was watching Obi-Wan. There's the first 3 episodes are out now on Disney Plus. I've enjoyed them. It's pretty cool to see what they're doing with Obi-Wan, and I believe they're going to greenlit a second season of that because it's doing so well. People love the show. It's probably got great numbers. It's probably got the best numbers on Disney Plus because Ewan McGregor does a great job as Obi-Wan. That character is... Obi-Wan is probably the best thing that connects the prequel series and the original series. Anakin kind of does, but I like Obi-Wan better than Anakin. Obi-Wan is a really good... Ewan McGregor does a great job, and I don't want to give anything away because Rob Case hasn't seen it yet, so don't give any spoilers or anything away. But he does a really good job of connecting the world of Star Wars. Prequel story, episodes 4, 5, and 6. The original series, it's just really good. I think it's good. So, other than that, Top Gun I've enjoyed. We're watching We Own the Night on HBO. It's 6 episodes, I believe. We're on the 6th episode. We'll probably watch it tonight. Because my wife and I, we try to watch one episode a day to make it last longer. So we watch Stranger Things. We watched one episode every day. And they're pretty good to binge watch. I mean, you could watch a bunch of episodes at once, but then it runs out quick. But if we watch one episode a day, it's something to look forward to for 7 days on there. And it's a cool thing to have. Tommy Griffin Jr., what's up? So it's cool to see the different episodes. And We Own the Night is a true story about the Baltimore cops in Baltimore, Maryland. And it's kind of crazy what was going on there, man. It's definitely something that makes me mad watching that this was actually done in Baltimore. Probably done in other cities too. But John Bernthal plays Shane on The Walking Dead. He plays one of the officers in We Own the City. And he's basically Shane. He's playing the same type of character, which is kind of cool. The other show that we watch that has another alum in The Walking Dead in the universe is Luke. Dan Fogler, I don't know how to say his last name. Is it Fogler? Because it's Fogler. Is it Fogler? Either way, he plays as Francis Ford Coppola in The Offer on Paramount Plus. And The Offer is all about the story of how the Godfather movie was made, according to Al Ruddy, who was one of the producers of the show, or of the movie. And I believe it's his story of what happened for it, and it's pretty crazy. They got mobsters involved. You got how it was this, how it was that, bribes, that stuff, what they're trying to do here in New York. They didn't want to film it, and it was crazy. It's cool. So it's pretty cool, and it's always cool to see, like Rob Key says, John Bernthal was cool in The Punisher. It was awesome. I love The Punisher, and I hope The Punisher comes around another season on Disney Plus or whatever, because it was on Netflix. I really liked The Punisher when it was on Daredevil Season 2. That's probably my favorite Punisher of the Punisher series and also in Daredevil. I think we need more of that. We need another Luke Cage, another Daredevil. Like, the same actors can play it, but just pick it up on Disney Plus. I think it would do really well. Some of these shows on Disney Plus have sucked. Like Moon Knight, I did not like Moon Knight at all. WandaVision, She-Hulk, I'll probably watch it. I'm not really excited for it, but I'll probably watch it. The Ms. Marvel, not really excited about that at all. But Falcon Winter Soldier was good. Hawkeye was good. What else was there? What If was good. They've been hit and or miss too. So, Natsu says, Jenk says, it's summer, nothing yet, drop Tales. So Tales, I believe, Tales of the Walking Dead will probably be airing in July. So right now, we're probably not going to have anything in June, because after today, Fear the Walking Dead is over. On AMC, it's done, and then Talking Dead airs tonight too. It's Madison, Luciana, and one of the showrunners, and I'm pretty sure Alicia Debnam Carey taped a segment for the show. It's all pre-recorded because it was already on AMC Plus. I didn't watch it yet. I don't really care to watch it. Don't really care what they say because, don't worry, we'll get in that the last half hour, 45 minutes. We'll see. And but Fear the Walking Dead is done today. Tales of the Walking Dead, there is no date of it yet. It just says summer. So technically the summer starts June 21st. So anytime after June 21st, it'll be summer. So we'll see June, July. I'm guessing July. I'm guessing we're going to get... So Comic-Con this year in July is the 20th through the 24th. I'm guessing if they have... I'm not sure. Is San Diego Comic-Con happening this year? Like, is it going to be open to having panels and Hall C and whatever it is? Like, are they going to be open for people? I'm not going to go, but are they going to be open for everyone to have? July 20th through the 24th, we're going to see, probably the Walking Dead final part trailer. Tales of the Walking Dead should be coming out around that weekend, that Sunday, I'm guessing, or maybe the weekend before. But I think they want to save it. The problem, they might have a trailer for it then. I don't know what they're going to do with the trailer stuff, if it's going to come out in July or not, because The Walking Dead, I'm guessing, comes out in October. We'll probably get the date at Comic-Con, or if they want to give it to us this month, that'd be great. Give us something this month, July. Tales of the Walking Dead, July and August. October, Walking Dead, and then that runs out the rest of the year too. So, Jonathan Water asks, Q&A, what do you recommend to watch? So, it depends what you want to watch. It depends what you like, John, and you haven't seen it yet. The shows I'm watching with my wife, I told you, are The Offer on Paramount Plus, Stranger Things. We watched the show called Love, Death, and Robots. It's definitely like live action, CGI, animation. It's different. It's a different kind of show, that's for sure. Some of them are good. Some of the episodes are good. They don't connect at all. But there's an episode that is... It's actors, but it's CGI actors, and Christian Serratos is actually in one of the episodes, and it's really good. It's really cool to see some of the actors working there too, and it's always good to see the Walking Dead family do other projects, and I will support them. But it's always going to be Rosita or Shane or Luke or Rick or Michonne or whatever, even though we know their names are Denai, and Lauren Cohan's always going to be Maggie, whatever they have. But I recommend that. I recommend Stranger Things. We Own the City on HBO Max. All the shows I kind of listed, I recommend too. The other one is Wilson said The Boys is back on. It's on Amazon, and the first 3 episodes are up on Amazon. My wife and I watched the first episode of season 3. I really enjoy it. It's a great show, but they do a little too much crazy stuff on that show. I don't want to give anything away, but there's some nudity. There's strong sexual overtones, and I mean, I'm an adult. I can put up with it and deal with it, and it's fine. But it's like a little too much at times, like over the top. And it's a superhero show that's not like Marvel or DC. It's way over the top, and they can get away with cursing and nudity and all the crazy stuff. And The Boys is definitely its own thing, so I recommend that for sure, especially if you like superhero stuff. I don't know if you like Marvel and DC. Do you like The Boys? Do you not like it? Because it's different, like Homelander and stuff, and you see the satire nature in it. It's just, yeah. So, Natu Jenks says the Peacemaker. So Peacemaker was on HBO Max. That's with John Cena. It was good as well too. So if you haven't seen any of those, it's they're good to watch as well. So I don't know what you've watched. Like I've never seen Ozark, but I know people love Ozark too. So. But it's just cool to watch different shows, and we're going to be branching out. And of course, Better Call Saul. If you haven't watched Better Call Saul, well, you have to watch I think you got to watch Breaking Bad first, and then Better Call Saul to really appreciate it a little bit more. It's just, I guess you could watch Better Call Saul, but it's not done yet, so it doesn't make sense to watch Better Call Saul and then Breaking Bad, because Breaking Bad is Walter White, Jesse Pinkman, Gus, Mike, a lot of characters, and then Saul. So it kind of is. It's kind of creative too. Jonathan Wilder asks Q&A, when is the Last of Us show coming out? I'm not sure, John. I mean, I think it's going to be next year. I think because they were wrapping up filming, and I just don't know of a date just yet, because I'm excited for that, and I think it's going to be great. I have heard that The Last of Us is going to explore different stuff than just the video games. So that could be good or bad, work or not work. It could be stupid. It could be filler. I know when people make shows from comic books or movies or graphic novels or whatever, video games, whatever it is, there's people that want to see it done exactly the same way in the video game. Like, for example, if anybody's played Resident Evil, I like a lot of those games, especially the first 3 games. The first one, the mansion, the second one, the city, the third one, a different part of the city. Like they did a really good job breaking stuff up. And then we get Resident Evil with Mila Jovovich. And It has nothing to do with the video games really at all, besides the name and a little bit of the dogs. And, it's just different. It's just, I don't know. Not really, it's not really a thing. And then they remade it a couple times, and they redid it again. And recently it came out with a movie that's trying to replicate the video games. And I think they did a pretty good job, but it's kind of hard to say too. So, Rob K says, "Oh yeah, Jurassic World Dominion comes out in 4 or 5 days." So it comes out on the 10th. I'm not really excited about Jurassic World Dominion at all. Jurassic Park was amazing. Jurassic World was amazing. All the other movies have been crap, in my opinion. Have been not worth your time at all. All you got to watch is the first Jurassic Park movie and then Jurassic World with Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. You just got to watch those. And then the second one, Jurassic World whatever, that one was pretty terrible. And this one just looks like Jurassic Park meets the world. We're going to have dinosaurs all over the place, and we're going to have the original cast and the new cast and this. And it's just like I'll never forget Jurassic Park. There's a movie that Vince Vaughn is in, I believe, that he has a daughter that does gymnastics. And she jumps up from pole to pole to pole, starts swinging, and then she kicks a raptor, I believe. I know it's a dinosaur. I think it's a velociraptor. In the hedge. And then the velociraptor goes flying into the building or whatever. And you're like, wow, this movie and franchise has gone off the rails, for sure. So, but, there's a lot of talk about all the different shows online now and everything, and it's good. It's a good forum to have, and, but Fear the Walking Dead Season 7 to me was pretty bad. Season 6 was really good. A lot of people, I think a lot of us can agree that Season 6 and Season 3 are the best seasons of the show. Everything else is lackluster, all over the place, they have their moments. And I just don't know why they can't get their act together. The first 3 seasons were a different showrunner in a different way, in a different path, and they wanted to distance themselves from The Walking Dead, even though Fear the Walking Dead is in your name. You don't want to connect the dots at all. Then you bring over Morgan, and then you kill off Nick, and then you kill off Madison, and then you're like, oh, wait, we don't want to kill off Madison, so she returns. Which is okay. We got to get over it. It's one way or another, and that's how it goes. We got to just accept it. But it's got to be done in a way that's exciting, or you can't just bring people back just to bring people back, right? Jonathan Wilder says, do you think Land Before Time is better than Jurassic Park? In my opinion, I think so. I don't know, John. Some people don't know The Land Before Time is an animated dinosaur movie. And I'm pretty sure it's the late 80s or early 90s. I've watched it, but again, I haven't watched it for so long. And I don't know, I haven't watched it. Jurassic Park is probably one of the best movies. Just movies, not best dinosaur movies. It's a great movie. So it's tough to beat. But if you're comparing an animated 80s classic to Jurassic Park, which is a late 90s movie, I don't know. I'd have to watch Land Before Time. I can't really give my thoughts because I haven't seen Land Before Time in a while. I was talking this to a patient actually recently. I'm in my late 30s now, and I grew up in the 80s and raised in the 90s, and I've watched a lot of movies and watched a lot of TV shows on there too over my years. And if you watch a movie in your 80s, I'll use Howard the Duck, for example. Howard the Duck was a good 80s movie when you were a kid. Then I went to Walmart probably 10 years ago and bought it on DVD for $5, and I'm like, oh, this is good, $5, right? And I watch it, and again, I'm in my, late 20s, early 30s at the time I watched it, and it was terrible. It was terrible. It was one of those movies where like, wow, this movie is garbage when you're older, right? Some movies are great when you're in the 80s. Goonies, Gremlins, even though it's kind of laughable. It's fun, some of the things there too. Back to the Future and stuff like that. You can watch, stuff and it's timeless. It still holds up today. But a lot of things don't, So, I don't know, how it would go there as well. But Fear the Walking Dead, I think just Space Space Jam doesn't hold up as an adult either. Yeah, I think Space Jam was a good movie with Michael Jordan and the animation, the Looney Tunes, and the craziness there when you're a kid. And then you get older and you're like, what was I thinking when I watched this? This was pretty terrible. But Fear the Walking Dead is a series that had great potential. And I personally would rather have World Beyond expand more than 2 seasons and Fear the Walking Dead just be like, done, end it. Because at least World Beyond brought in more characters for the CRM connection. We had a Jadis connection who was connected with Rick, and I think we all can agree we are waiting for Rick to show up, not just be hinted at. Not his name wasn't even said since he's gone away, besides on The Walking Dead. His name hasn't been said on The World Beyond and or Fear the Walking Dead, which is ridiculous, by the way, because he has no bearing on those shows whatsoever. I mean, he's Rick Grimes, but he's important to us and Morgan, but he's not important to anybody on Fear the Walking Dead besides Morgan, and he's not important to anyone on World Beyond besides Jadis. So he wasn't said for a reason. But we need some more CRM connections. And I've said it before, and a lot of us agree here, that we want to have a CRM Commonwealth battle war, just major story arc between the two. Commonwealth are groups versus the CRM. Major General Beale, yes, yet to be seen, named, anything on there too. CRM came up on Fear the Walking Dead, almost like we have to connect the dots somehow, so let's connect the dots in the most meaningless way possible, the smallest way possible. I'm hoping that Padre connects the dots, and it needs to. So I don't know if the showrunners pay attention to anything, if they know what they're doing, if they're limited by budget, story, lack of writing, lack of detail, lack of caring. I don't know what the problem is on Fear the Walking Dead, but it just feels like they don't have the ability to write, to put the money in, to do whatever they're going to do like The Walking Dead does. I don't know how much it costs to make an episode of The Walking Dead, but it's got to be a lot of money. Norman Reedus, Melissa McBride, Lauren Cohan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, like a lot of actors on that show make a lot of money. Just the actors, not the story, not the locations, not the wardrobe, not the food, not the CGI, not anything like that too. The actors make a lot of money. So it's going to take a lot of money to have there too. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. The story of The Walking Dead, I think, is going to be the best story out of all the shows and all the spinoffs and all that stuff too. Fear the Walking Dead could have done whatever they wanted to do. Could have, right? Yeah, Jeannie, Dwighty boy, that's true. Rick was important to Dwight, but not as much as Sherry or Negan or anything like that too. But yeah. Rick, Morgan, they're connected in the pilot episode. Morgan saved Rick, and they've more of a connection than anything on there as well. But I see what you're saying. Dwight is from The Walking Dead, and they connect there too. Daryl's actually more important to Dwight than Rick is. But so Fear the Walking Dead is just frustrating to watch because they have good actors on that show too. A lot of the actors are on there. Like Alicia Debnam Carey is a pretty good actress. I wouldn't say she's Meryl Streep or anything great, but she's a good actress. She draws your attention. Like everyone on the show can act. Well, I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of the people on the show can act. A lot of them are pretty big actors. So give them story that makes sense. So the actors are only as good as the story and vice versa. I can give you the best story, the best dialogue, the best stuff, scenarios, whatever, and the actors can help it, hurt it, but it comes down to the writing. You can have the best actor ever, but if dumb stuff happens in the story, it doesn't make sense. Like, it's not going to make sense. Like, who cares? Like, Lenny James is a pretty good actor. I've liked him in several things that he's done besides the Walking Dead universe. And that's okay. But ultimately, we need story to be there. So I'll wait till the last half hour to break down Season 7, Episode 16. But Season 7, Episode 15 marked Alicia Debnam Carey's last time on the show. And I said it before in my review, you don't leave good things unless better things come up or you're tired of it. Right? So I don't know if the people are just like over the show. They're done with the writing. The stuff is nonsense. Like they're making people like, oh, you can be a director. Hey, Coleman Domingo, Lenny James, Alicia Didn't Care. You want to direct an episode or a couple episodes? Sure. Great. So they get to direct a couple episodes. They get to have that on the resume. Maybe do that down the road. Keep the actors happy. But let's just get the writing better. Like you can write stuff better. The villain, like it took 6 seasons for us to get a good villain on Fear the Walking Dead. Teddy was probably the best villain on the show, right? He didn't last long, but he was good for the show. And that whole thing was good. Then when the sub launched the nuke, it caused another problem on the show. You got to worry about safety, security, food, water, shelter, people, walkers, famine, whatever. And now we got to worry about nuclear fallout. There's already enough problems. We don't need more problems here. We need solutions, right? Yeah, Martha. Dragon says, no, Martha was. Yeah, socks and sandals lady. Ooh, very menacing. I'm going to put stuff in these bottles of water. I mean, it's a good villain move, but I mean, like, come on, right? So the fact of stuff is then Ginny, right? Do you think, does anybody think Ginny was the best? I mean, come on, right? So Ethan asks, Q&A, do you think we'll get a Tales trailer tomorrow? And also I heard a rumor about someone from Tales being related to Chris from Fear. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get... I would love to get a Tales trailer today on AMC Talking Dead stuff. Because it's Talking Dead's back for Fear the Walking Dead's finale. They usually have some sort of clip or something to play for next season or next something. So Tales of the Walking Dead's the next show. So it would be great to have it there too. So I would love to see that. And I'm kind of excited for Tales of the Walking Dead. And that's another thing, right? Tales of the Walking Dead has some really good actors. Like they have 6 episodes and they're basically all new characters except for Alpha, who's back for another. We already had her backstory and her origin story, basically, and now they're going to roll with that again. I guess it's cool. I mean, I'll take it more than nothing, and it's always good to have lore in the Walking Dead universe. Something's better than nothing, right? Because one day we're going to get nothing. The Walking Dead's going to be over. But I'd rather have nothing than crap. I'd rather have nothing than Fear the Walking Dead Season 7, right? Like Season 6 was good. Season 7, they have a bunch of new characters and kill them in the same episode that we meet them. We have the villain angle of Strand. That fell flat. The battle or war for the tower. That fell extremely flat. Alicia Dibnam Carey's last episode. That's never a good thing. We don't want that. We don't want characters that we like. Like, what would you say is the biggest fan base on Fear the Walking Dead? Is it for Morgan? Is it for Alicia? Is it for Madison? Like, what is it? I would say Alicia Dibnam Carey is definitely up there, if not the most important character for the show. She's been around since season 1. She's been in other stuff. A lot of people like her. A lot of people think she's attractive. A lot of people think she's a good actress. So she's got a bunch of followers on Instagram. And, people like the actress. Lenny James is definitely up there. And then I guess there's Madison, right? So I don't know where it's going. But the big thing is that Padre is going to be the focus of season 8. So at least we're getting there. It's not like they said, because you're basically building stuff up, and then you have to have a payoff. And the Walking Dead universe, not just Fear the Walking Dead, the Walking Dead does the same thing. The build up, and then that was it. Like, for as good as Terminus was, it was a really big build up for it to be basically 2 episodes. And then the termites left Terminus to come after our group, so they stuck around for a little bit, so it was a little bit more involved. But, a lot of times they get to a community, the Reapers were terrible. Yeah, exactly. The build up with the Reapers. That's the most recent thing, the relevant stuff. The Reapers were building up. Look, they were the most menacing group we will ever meet. They will be this. They're going to do that. All they did was take out Maggie's group and Alden. Okay, great. menacing. Ooh. So they took out filler plot hole characters, right? What's up, Mass Ninja? Dragon Q&A. If you have seen Revolution, what do you think of Padre being what's left of the government hiding in place like Guantanamo? I've never seen Revolution. I don't know what that is, Dragon. But I do, like, so, okay, guys, so we're in the last half hour of the stream. So, spoiler warning for Season 7, Episode 16, Season 8. That's definitely a spoiler warning. So, Padre is an acronym, right? So, P's a word, A's a word, D's a word, R's a word, and E's a word. But Padre, when I looked it up, means a lot of different things. It's got religious undertones like priest, father, stuff. A Bizzle 85, what's up? So basically in Season 7, Episode 16, Baby Mo is taken by Madison, which is a crazy thing. So Dragon Revolution, post-apocalyptic show where worldwide power goes out. That sounds familiar, but I haven't seen it. I don't know, Revolution. Is it on, what's it on? Where can you watch it now? I might have to check it out. So, but Madison comes back. You bring her back. And you talk about her, how she survived, but you don't show her. You don't show her at the stadium. You don't show her getting saved. You don't see her get anything, but she has lung breathing damage. So she got COPD or emphysema or whatever she has. So she's got to take hits of oxygen. She can breathe without the oxygen. So instead of having a continuous nasal cannula, she's got to take a hit of oxygen, which is like... Yeah, it's good stuff, So it's really dramatic, and she's got the little thing that goes around her nose and mouth. So she comes around and takes Baby Mo, and we're supposed to be like, oh, great, Madison's back. And the Madison fan people are going to be like, Madison's back. She should have never left. I love Madison. Madison. Okay, good. That's great. But you like what they did with that story? So Madison comes back to take Baby Mo. Another person takes... So Baby Mo is just a plot device. She's not a character. She's just a plot device to be taken and taken back and taken and taken back and taken back. That's all it is. So basically, Madison is working for Padre. She doesn't know where Padre is. But at the end of the episode, we see Morgan and Madison working together on a boat to go to another boat, a bigger boat. A Coast Guard boat, a naval cruiser, a ship, whatever you want to call it. They're going to there. So they got resources, fuel, whatever, right? If you're just idling in the water to kidnap kids, because they don't want families and people, they just want kids. So is it a religious cult that's trying to rebuild the world and just take kids and brainwash them to rebuild society in their way they see fit? Sounds like it. Because they don't want adults and parents who can think for themselves and have their minds made up. They want young kids that can be impressionable. And we don't see Madison taking other kids. We see basically her grabbing a bunch of stuffed animals and I guess taking kids. We don't see her actually do that, but she's doing that for so long. And now she has Baby Mo, and Baby Mo was taken to Padre. And then we're going to see at the end in Season 7, Episode 16, that Madison and Morgan are working together. And that Madison couldn't get Baby Mo back. Morgan couldn't get, what's her name? Ava, I think, to go to the place, and she wasn't pregnant at all. Her kid was already taken. So we get to see that Morgan gives up basically everybody's position that's on the rafts. But I don't know how many kids are there, how many young people are there, how many anything is there. I don't know how that Maya lady fits in. She was in there in one episode. There's a picture for Season 7, Episode 15 that I believe Maya was at the tower and she found her son or daughter, her kid. I don't know. It wasn't really in the episode, but there's like a photo of it. So But Morgan giving up basically his groups on rafts and boats and whatever doesn't really make sense, because why would they pick up Daniel and Luciana? They would take Sherry. Sherry's pregnant. Why would they take Dwight? Why would they take anybody that isn't a child? Because that's who they want. Unless they're going to turn them into collectors like Madison. And a lot of people were posting stuff about Padre. It's going to be a major letdown, and it probably is. The track record of Fear the Walking Dead and the writers have been a pretty big letdown. Season 6 was great, followed by Season 7, which was probably one of, if not the worst season of the show. Season 8, Madison's back. It seems really forced. Morgan and Madison are working together, which are really good. The two actors did really well. I like them working together. But it's just something, it doesn't make sense, too. Ashley says, did anyone else think the ship at the end of 7/16 looked like the one Michonne found Rick's boots and the phone on head north with? I think it did. One's like all gray, so I guess it's a naval ship, and then that one was like white and like orange, so I guess it's a Coast Guard ship. But it's a similar model. It's a similar thing. I said it before in my review that Fear the Walking Dead needs a major connection with Michonne, Rick, CRM, Commonwealth, World Beyond, something. It needs a major thing. We don't need more BS and, pardon my French, stupid story arcs and storylines that don't make sense and go nowhere. Let's get it right to where it's going. Let's get some sort of connection. Like, what is the end point for this show? Make all these stupid seasons and then, Morgan takes him back to Alexandria and that's how it ends? Great. So we watched all this stuff for nothing to happen. We don't need any more stuff like that. We don't need any of that stuff. We need stuff to connect. We're tired of all this stuff not coming around and doing this stuff. At least I am, right? So it just doesn't make sense to me if Padre doesn't connect with CRM or some sort of major connecting point with it. It just seems like it needs to. Like, enough with the messing around. We're coming up on 8 seasons of this show, and it's been all over the place. We've had reboots after this. So I don't know. Like season 8 could be a reboot, but if it's good, I'll take it. And The Walking Dead is done filming. And I don't know where they're going because Morgan was in Louisiana in 7/16. So Morgan and Madison were in Louisiana, going down the bayou. And that's the Gulf of Mexico right there. You can be in Louisiana. You can be in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, wherever. I hear Nebraska is nice, but that ship sailed away. There's enough of that, right? So I would just love for them, because they're going to film in Savannah, Georgia. I don't know where the story is going to take place. The filming location is one thing. The story is another thing there too. So, what's up, Rob Rischel? Yes, when is this year's Comic-Con? It is July 20th through the 24th. I looked it up a couple days ago, and I was excited to see if it's going to happen or not, or what it is. And I think that's when we're going to get the next Walking Dead trailer. Hopefully we get some more stuff about Tales of the Walking Dead and stuff before that too. So Fear the Walking Dead, right? So I really hope they don't plan 11 seasons of this, because what are they going to do in season 8? Let's get through season 8 first, right? So if season 8 is going to be the Padre season, and Padre, we know from season 7, the little bits that we got, it was a government secret, folder, booklet, protocol, program, something that should be something that the government had in place for this type of situation. Padre could be like protecting America, democratic, whatever, democracy, research experiment, whatever it is. I don't know. Whatever Padre wants to stand for. You can come up with different words. different phrases for it. Just like CRM, we were like, is it going to be Commonwealth Republic Monument? Oh, it is. And it just came out to be Civic Republic Military. That's all it was. So, yeah, an instruction manual. Right, exactly. So the Padre is the instruction manual. But the only people we've seen from Padre, excluding Madison, are 3 white guys. And then the person on the radio intercom thing talking with Madison sounded like a man as well. So is it got some... Padre means like father, priest. It's got a... it's not Madre, which is mother. Padre is father. So is Padre... Like, did some guy find the Padre manual, program, protocol booklet, magazine, whatever, material, and he started this whole thing? So then he is trying to rebuild the world in his light, in his view, in his vision, in his world. And I don't know if it's going to have religious undertones, if he's going to be some priest, some guy that's taking kids to brainwash them. I don't know what they're doing with this. You got to walk a fine line with it. But it just seems like it's going to be crap. I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right, Maria. I think it's going to be something like that too, with the different stuff of history that would make sense. And all I know is that I want to have Padre be the worst villains ever. Morgan, Madison, Daniel, Strand, everybody coming together and working together to get the kids back, which also the kids have to be there, right? The kids from season 5, wasn't it season 5? They just vanished. Never saw them again after Ginny took them away. We didn't see them in season 6, didn't see them in season 7. Will we see them in season 8? Could be. So it makes sense that would clear up those plot holes, those loose ends, right? We don't like loose ends. We don't like plot holes. We don't like any of those things. And it's just one of those. It's just like, come on, what are you doing? Like it's not that hard to write something that people like to do, they can understand, get behind. Good versus evil. Good triumphs over evil. Evil causes problems, kills some people. I thought we would lose more people, honestly, going into season 8 than we did in season 7. Like, we lost Will and Paul and Ollie, Howard, John Dory Sr., Wes. Charlie's not doing well. Daniel mentally isn't doing well. Strand, of course, survived, because that's what he does. Alicia, I guess we lost Alicia. You could say we lost Alicia too. And, the DG says, was there even a war in Season 7 Part B? I don't remember seeing it. I mean, they advertised the war. They advertised a tower battle or a battle for the tower. And, it was nothing. It was nothing. Right? So, I mean, either way, Season 7 ends. I'm probably never going to go back and watch previous seasons of Fear the Walking Dead. Like, I previously went back and watched The Walking Dead, previous seasons of it, and it's still really good. You can go back and watch whatever seasons you want. I love Season 6. But Season 7 of The Walking Dead wasn't very good either, in my opinion. It was much better than Fear the Walking Dead Season 7, but they just can't get the 7th season right. Season 8 was better than Season 7 on The Walking Dead, so hopefully Season 8 is much better. Like, I don't think you can get any worse than Season 7 on Fear the Walking Dead of the series. I'm sure other shows and other stuff is worse or whatever. But Season 7, like, you don't need to go back and watch any of that. You just need to know that John Dory Sr. died, Wes died, Alicia is doing whatever, probably come back around again whenever the final season is, because they'll have to pay her a bunch of money, but people would probably want to see her return. So, like, I've been honest with you guys ever since the beginning that I don't like Madison. I never thought I didn't think Madison was a great leading character. Kim Dickens is a good actress. She's been good in other stuff, so I don't think it's that. It's the direction, the lack of emotion, the story, the writing, whatever they're doing with the character, it's just not working, in my opinion. They bring her back to basically steal Baby Mo and set up this whole Padre story. How are we supposed to like this character? Why are we supposed to like this character? I doubt if you didn't like Madison before, you probably don't like her now. If you liked her before, you probably like her. So probably the writers and the actress and the story and whatever the character didn't do any favors for the character. They didn't do anything differently to change things. She's not this awesome, great character that is trying to do something heroic and really save the story and the show. It's like, okay, well, we're going to bring Madison in to fit Padre in like a square peg in a round hole. We're going to make it fit. You're going to watch it one way or another. Like, she wasn't bad in season 7, episode 16. But she didn't, the actress did fine. She did what she had to do. But it wasn't like, wow, this is really good. I like this Madison now. I just, I'm not like, wow. And after the heartfelt goodbye and the video and the thing and the fire and the flare and the stuff, and you're like, she's back? Okay, great. I'm going to watch to see how it makes sense. It's not going to make sense because they killed the character off, and now they're bringing her back because never say never saw a body, bing, bada, boom, never saw anything, right? So now you can do that. But it's a hokey, cheesy way of doing it. When that stuff happens, it takes a hit on the credibility of things. Like, crap, dumb, nope. And I'm not like trying to be cynical and whatever. I just want it to be better. And I think it can be better. I don't know if it's got to be new showrunners, new writers. But Ian and whatever their names are, they wrote, or at least got credited for writing a lot of this season. And in season 6, people were talking a lot of stuff on Reddit and a lot of other social platforms that they had ghostwriters for season 6. And I'm like, that makes sense because season 6 is the outlier. So the new showrunners took over since season 4. So 4, 5, 6, and 7 are it's their story. Erickson was 1 through 3. So since season 4 till now, these have been the showrunners. We've had Gimple running the stuff with different showrunners. And season 6 by far is the best season since season 3. But since the new showrunners, 4, 5, 6, and 7, season 6 is easily the best season. And it's like crazy to think that they had ghostwriters. And I guess you can only afford that so much. But just make those ghostwriters the writers on the show. Like, whatever they did, just keep doing it. Like, I don't know. But they're back filming in Georgia. Filming in Savannah, Georgia is the word. So I don't know if that's going to help the budget, hurt the budget, help the bottom line, if it's going to help things or not. I just hope it helps things. That's all. Because you watch other shows, and other shows get it right. But a lot of other shows are only 5, 6 seasons. Like, a lot of shows. And I don't know if that's all the story entails. Budget, they don't try to stretch things out anymore. But it's something that works in that some of the best shows ever, in my opinion, have been about that time, 6 seasons. One of my favorite shows, probably of all times, is The Sopranos. And it's basically like 7 seasons, but it's like 6A and 6B, but it's 6 seasons. And that's one of the best shows out there. Breaking Bad, same thing. 5, 6 seasons. Better Call Saul, 5, 6 seasons. Probably could have been less, as the first 2 seasons were a lot slower than since season 3. But it did really good too. So Rob says a good point. He says it's difficult to keep it fresh after 5-6 seasons, and it really is. It really is, right? So in the 7th season was the Negan season, The Walking Dead, which hurt a lot of people from watching it. Once you kill off 2 fan favorites, Glenn and Abraham, people love those characters. Then you got this guy Negan. You're like, who is this guy? He just killed 2 fan favorites. I'm supposed to like this guy? And a lot of people stopped watching it. But Negan was brought in for the Negan story arc. Negan, Rick, the war, which fell flat too. They just can't do war stuff right in this Walking Dead universe, in my opinion. So Ashley O'Neill says they need Angela Kang to take over. That would be interesting if they brought over Angela Kang for Fear the Walking Dead. I think it would really help. It's not going to hurt because Angela Kang has done a great job for it. But Negan once says, everybody likes me. I mean, does everybody like Negan now? Like, as of season 11, do you like Negan? Because he's far better now than he was in season 7, season 8, season 9. He's doing much better now. Season 11, he's getting a spinoff with Maggie, right? Who would have ever seen that coming? And I talk about the Maggie Negan show, what Jeffrey Dean Morgan has said about that. So the last 9 minutes or so, let's talk about the Negan and Maggie show, right? So Jeffrey Dean Morgan has said that it's going to blow our effing minds, right? And they say this every season on The Walking Dead. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love it. I'm so proud of the cast. The story is great. The action is great. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. It's going to be exciting. Greg Nicotero says it. All the showrunners say it. Daryl says it. All the actors say it. They just love it, right? It's going to be amazing. And it's like the worse the season is, the bigger they build it up. Build that hype up. Build the train up. Build all this stuff. And you're like, yeah, and some of the best trailers have been some of the worst seasons. Like, I remember seeing different trailers in season 7, season 8 trailer. They were pretty good, even though Daryl's driving around on his motorcycle, shooting like flares and blowing this up to attract the walkers and doing this. And it's just like, what is going on here? It's just crazy. So Jeffrey Dean Morgan says, the script is great. The story is good. It's going to blow our effing minds. What would have to happen on the show for Negan and Maggie for that to happen, right? So we know it's going to take place in New York, Manhattan, the island of Manhattan, right? So there's going to be a new character, Isaac or something, and there's going to be these people who took over Manhattan. Don't know who they are, some rogue group connected with Commonwealth, CRM, World Beyond, whatever, I don't know. We have no idea, right? So you build it up, and it's great. Team boss, TB Ryan, hey. And it's like great to be, I mean, I would be excited too if I'm excited about the script, but don't overhype it, oversell it, man. Like, you can say whatever you want. People are going to watch either way. But so what would have to happen? Would Rick have to show up? Would Maggie and Negan get together? Like, I don't want to see that. I don't think that's going to happen. And I think there are people who have said it's not going to happen. Is it going to connect with Fear the Walking Dead? Padre? Is Rick going to show up? World Beyond people are going to show up? Jadis going to show up? I feel like Jadis is going to show up, right? You're just going to CRM connection. Is it going to be the fast variant cohort walkers? Snake Plissken shows up and he's like, "Hey guys, I got out of here once. Let's escape from New York again." But it's like old. He's like super old. So I don't know. I mean, like, I think they would have to do something big time. And I don't want the big time thing to be the variant walkers that have been stuck on the island. Right? Like, I want to see the variant fast cohort walkers. I want to see CRM. And I would love to see World Beyond connected with Rick and or Michonne. Probably Michonne would make the most sense. I think it would be amazing for that to happen. I think that would be like the best show if line dancing walkers. That's funny. I would love for it to be Michonne. I love Michonne. I love Denai Guerrera. Michonne's still my favorite character, so I want to see her show up again. Like, some people are still, I know that every time, we're still waiting for the Rick. Remember when I made those videos about that one group? I forget what the name of the group was, or the channel, or the social media. They were like, there has been footage, and they shot a thing about Rick Grimes, and he has a gun, and it's a firefight, and stuff explodes on him, and blah, 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 blah. Well, they said it was going to happen in May. It's June 5th as I make this video. It's really annoying when people say a bunch of things, promise you the world, and don't deliver it, right? Like, it's just annoying. People can promise you everything under the sun, and it's easy to say, you walk the walk, but you don't talk the talk. You don't get it done. And maybe there is something out there, and I would love for it to see, but people say a lot of stuff, and we're still waiting for it. We're still waiting for stuff to happen for it. So there's no evidence of stuff. There's no proof of it. There's no confirmed information until we see it. People say a lot of stuff online and social media, and we're still waiting for the Rick Grimes stuff. Rob Rischel, Q&A, Bri, how are they going to ultimately tie all the loose ends of the Walking Dead universe together? Rick, CRM, Fear, Isle, Europe. I don't know, Rob. I think it's a big task, but I think you put all the different things around, right? And you get that glue, that's CRM, and you go, CRM does it all, CRM. And it all sticks to it. CRM's connected with Manhattan, Europe, Rick, Michonne, Jadis, World Beyond, Fear the Walking Dead. CRM connects it all. CRM is the glue that connects us all. CRM. That's what it's got to be, in my opinion. Right? I mean, the Commonwealth is in Ohio. Walking Dead is just connected with that. The CRM has been connected with all three shows, so it just makes sense for it. I would love for it to be a major thing, but why is Maggie and Negan going to New York? Why did they go there? Is it connected with Annie, Negan's wife, Herschel Jr., Maggie's son? Were they taken? It would be awesome if it was Padre. Hey, that would work. That would connect too. And Padre's part of CRM. CRM connects the dots. CRM, three-ring circus. Let's do it. But I don't know. I'm not in charge of this circus that is the Walking Dead universe right now. Scott Gimple is. So he's got to get it done, man. Or don't. Because if this ends, if this Walking Dead universe, Fear the Walking Dead, all the stuff, the Walking Dead stuff, if it doesn't end correctly, it's a big waste of time. Like, it's great that it starts off great. Like Game of Thrones starts off great, ends Walking Dead starts off amazing. I really hope it doesn't end in a crazy way. Zasmine Reviewers Q&A. Are you excited for Tales of the Walking Dead? I am actually. Zasmine Reviews. If there was an excitement scale, 0 is no excitement, 10 is super excited. I'm probably like a 6 or 7, because Tales of the Walking Dead, I'm excited for the cast. I'm excited for the stories. I want to see where it goes, but it's going to be a bunch of bottle episodes. And we don't really like bottle episodes. But I am excited to see where it goes. If it does well, hopefully we can get another season of it in a bigger way. Masked Ninja, one of my last questions here. Do you think Mercer will join Daryl in the spinoff? That would be amazing, but I do not think so. I think it's going to be Daryl alone in Europe. And why does Daryl go to Europe? How does he get to Europe? I would love for Mercer to. I want more. I want Mercer to have his own show, or have his own story. Maybe he has his own little couple episodes or something. Because I want to see Mercer involved with the Commonwealth stuff. before, during, and after, and whatever, you know? Like, I would love to see that. And he's a character that I think a lot of us like Mercer, right? I just think it would be very well going there. But we'll see. It just makes sense or doesn't make sense. And I just hope it doesn't be one of those dumb things that were like, that's how it ended. Wah, wah, wah. It's tough to end things, though. It really is. But you have to have a beginning, middle, and end. And you can't stretch it out. You can't draw it out. You can't have it there too. So, all right, guys, that's my time. That's my hour. I'll be back next Sunday. Enjoy tonight's episode of Fear the Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 16. If you haven't watched it already, it comes out tonight on AMC. Also, Talking Dead with Madison, Luciana, one of the showrunners, and I'm pretty sure they have something taped from Alicia. Then I don't know what's going to happen after that. Hopefully we get some trailers. Hopefully we get some information. Hopefully we get some more stuff. I would like a date for Tales of the Walking Dead. I'll be talking about the Walking Dead universe next live stream as well. Be back next Sunday. Remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories. Keep working hard. You can do those things. Enjoy your summer. If you're on summer vacation, summer break. If you're not, like me, keep working hard, and maybe you'll get a summer break at some point. But I'll be back next Sunday.